Okay, y'all, so I'm gonna start this video over. I done recorded it so many times, and welcome to my channel. Okay. So, welcome to my channel. My name is, let me sit back. Listen. Welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley Marie, and in this video I'm going to talk about my clinicals in the ICU and how I failed my first exam. So, stay tuned. Alright, y'all. So, in this video, I'm going to scrap my usual content, and I usually give you guys tips and tricks, you know, on how to pass the class and how the class is. In this video, I'm not. So if you don't want to hear, if you're here for tips and tricks, I want you to watch my video that I posted about Adult Health 1. Whew. Sorry, y'all. My son opened the door and my heart dropped because it's like, who's breaking into my house? Hold on. So, yes, what was I saying? I forgot. But I think I was telling you guys that if you were looking for content, how did I get up there? Okay, anyway. If you were looking for content that was going to talk about what you need to do in adult health, then you need to look at the video. I'm going to post it somewhere around here, you know? And I give you guys that content there. The reason why I'm not going to do it in this video is because this is just a continuation. I'm continuing on Adult Health 2. Use the same study techniques. Don't get distracted. And you'll be fine. So, let's talk about it, y'all. I failed. I failed my first exam with a 72. And it was not. I literally I seen my grade and I went to sleep because I was like, this is not me. This is not me. But I can say that I take full accountability. I was so distracted with the first exam. The first couple of weeks I was so distracted. And I'm about to preach, y'all. So, when things are removed from your life, it's removed for a reason. And you know, you might long for it, you might desire it, you might want it, but it's removed from your life for a reason, because sometimes you can't go to the next level and prosper with certain things in your life. And for me, I feel like I allowed things that I let go a long time ago to come back around and distract me. And at the time, I knew it was distracting me, but I felt like I could handle it, and I couldn't. I overestimated myself, or whatever you want to say. I couldn't. And I also realized that certain things will hold you back. They don't want you to prosper, because things that want you to prosper, they come in with peace. They don't come in with chaos. Especially when they know you're trying to accomplish something, they come in with peace, because peace is going to help you grow, build, you know. But chaos is going to leave you distracted, like confused, and like you're just not going to be, your head's not going to be in the game. And I felt like that is what happened. And I feel like I believe in God. I don't know what you guys, I believe in God, but I feel like God wanted me to see that your desire and what you were longing for was not what you needed. But because you desired and longed for it for so long, I needed you to understand why I removed things from your life. So I'm allowing you this time to indulge in it. But I quickly seen, oh, this is not it. Let me get back into my zone and not distracted. Let me be covered by people who actually care about me and who actually want to see me improve my life, who want to see me do good. So that is what I learned. Like when they tell you that you don't need to get distracted, you don't need to be in certain relationships, you don't need to be around certain people, you need to cut certain things off in nursing school, you need to do it because it's gonna cost you. It cost me a whole letter grade, and I'm really big on like, you let it go. If it's not making you grow, if it's not building you up, let it go. Situations, friendships, relationships, jobs, anything, because this is important. Like for me, nursing school is very important to me, and this session has also like made me realize it's very important to me that it's really important to me that I do good, and just for myself, and I'm able to get into the career that I want to get into because it's so much I want to do, and I have big dreams. So don't allow distractions to like fumble you guys. I'll show you my score. If y'all, if you think I'm on I did bad. Okay, I think it ended up being like a 74 or something like that. I don't know. Like, you know, sometimes they go in like and give points back because it's worded wrong or something. I don't know, but I'll put my grade here. The third exam, well, we got 2 exams. So exam 1 and exam 2, we have 5 quizzes. And then for exam 2, I got a 90. I straightened up. Like I stopped. I wasn't talking to people like that. My boundaries got real strong and strict. What else? I kind of got into a depression a little bit, but it was about life and also like my clinical rotation that I was in. It really was sad. I'll get into that later on in this video. But I had a CJE. I got, what did I get on that? See, you know, CJEs are clinical judgment exams, and it just tested you on everything med-surg for real. And I got, what did I get on that? I think I got a 64, which is pretty good. You know, if you score really high on that, that's really good. But typically, like, I know the national average is like 61, and my class did good. My class did their thing. So everybody basically met standards. I was on meet standards with my 64, and I was happy about that. And then on my last exam, I got a 90. I got focused. I ended up passing the class with a 90, and that's a B. And I really wanted an A. I could have gotten an A, but you have to learn how to focus, and you have to learn how to prioritize in nursing school, y'all. But I also wanted to talk to you guys about me and my clinical rotation and me having to be on the ICU unit. And I'm going to say shout out to the ICU nurses. Shout out to the ICU nurses. Shout out to people who work on the ICU. Shout out to you guys, because it takes a lot to be there. And I'm so glad my school allowed us to have that rotation, because we were supposed to be on med-surg. I don't really know what happened, but we ended up getting to experience the ICU. And at first, I was like, I love this. Now at the end, I'm like, I don't really know if I'm an ICU girly. It really has me questioning whether I want to do emergency care. But I know that I cried a lot this session, and I cried a lot this session. It was so many people at their lowest that you could help, but it was so many people at their lowest that you couldn't help. And I experienced a lot of people passing away. And for me, I'm an emotional person. So for me, it was just like, dang, what? I was speechless. Like I am now. I was speechless. I remember I was in a room and this person was declining. Their partner was not handling, like they weren't emotionally there, and I was trying to calm the partner down. The partner was crying so much, I ended up crying, and you know, we were doing everything we could. They ended up doing I had my mask on. I put my mask all the way up. I had a shield on because, you know, blood or whatever. And I was boo-hoo crying in the room because it's like they were doing everything they could to save this person. And at the end, they ended up having to like talk to the family and say, we've done everything we could and these are your options. I heard that conversation and I cannot lie. It hurt. It triggered me because it's like, y'all. Hold on. Oh, I have tissue right here. Okay. It hurt me, y'all. It hurt me. Okay, y'all. It hurt. Trying to save my makeup. Okay, y'all. I'm so sorry, but that's how emotional it is. It was for me. Okay, I might look a mess after this, but I'm trying, y'all. Like, okay, so yeah, it was so emotional. I don't even want to talk about that. All I'm gonna say is like, you need to look. I have so much respect. I have so much respect for the ladies, the men, the different teams in the ICU because it's nothing like seeing people lose their loved one. Over and over and over again. It's literally nothing like that. And it's like, give me a second. I'm sorry, y'all. This makes me so emotional because it's like I see so many families grieve. I see so many families show up for their people, and it's like at the end of the day, like, bro, like, that's a hard pill. That's a hard thing. Like, I shout out to people in the ICU. Shout out to the physicians. Shout out to the nurses. Shout out to the respiratory team. Shout out to the nutritionist. Shout out to the x-ray team. Shout out to the CT team. Shout out to all the teams because I see so much in this rotation, and it was just like, bro, like, you really, I don't even know. I was lost for words. I cried so much this session, y'all. I kind of was just like, and I feel like this session made me realize I'm going to do things that make me happy. So if I'm not comfortable with certain things and I'm not happy with certain things, I'm not going to continue to do it, because life is delicate. Like I've seen people, like I've seen so much, and it's like, you see who shows up for you when you're at the lowest. And some people didn't have people show up for them. Some people had everybody came out. Everybody came out. And you see the love. You see the love from their family. And, you know, we do our best. We did our best. We did, like, I clean people up. You know, everybody in ICU, they kind of like just kind of go on themselves, whether they either have a pure wick in or a catheter, or they have like a rectal tube in. So you're cleaning them, you're bathing them, you're like, most of them are sedated. So you're also telling them, like, you're talking to them like they're human, like they're really there, like alert and oriented, like they're not there, but you're telling them, hey, I'm gonna wipe your face, I'm cleaning you there. And it's like you're giving them so much dignity, like you're giving them that. And it was just a beautiful experience, because it's just like, bro, like we don't appreciate life, like we don't appreciate other people, and we don't appreciate so much until it's like, dang, now I gotta appreciate it. And I want everybody to appreciate their people now. Like, appreciate your life, do what makes you happy now, respect yourself, do boundaries, because life is so, like, one day you could just be walking and you collapse, now you're in the ICU, and it's like we're doing all we can, but all we can is not enough. And it was one clinical rotation day, and it was on a Friday the 13th. And my instructor was like, it gets crazy on the 13th. But she didn't tell us that at the beginning. She told us that at the end. And when I tell you, that was the hardest day, I knew for a fact I am not an ICU nurse. Because yes, they say you get used to it, but I want to be... That is such a hard pill to swallow when people just like pass away. It was a hard day. It was a hard day. I had a client and they came in for respiratory failure, and went in the room, and I was so happy to see this person, and I don't think they understood how happy I was. So I said, hey, such and such, I'm Ashley, I'm your student nurse. I know I was here last week taking care of you. I know you don't remember me, because the person was sedated, and they kind of chuckled, and I was like, I'm so happy to see that you're up. But I don't think he understood how happy I was to see that they were up. That was pretty good to see, and for me, that was like the highlight of the 8 weeks, because it was a rough 8 weeks. And it got to the point where I was like, dang, I don't want to go here. I don't want to go here. But you got to see a lot in the ICU. We were able to see, I seen a pericardicentesis. They pulled the things out. I seen them, okay, well, I didn't get to see the, they had a trach put in, but I got to see them prepping for the trach. I got to see people go to the CT and get a CT scan. But they work as a team on the unit, and that was a beautiful thing too. You guys work as a team, like IC unit, like anything, because you know that everybody's on the monitor, and you can see their heart rate, you can see the blood pressure, you can see all everything. It's like a continuous thing. And as soon as things start going beep 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 beep, right? All you see is everybody, the nurses is like, you need help. And if you're in the room, like, you spend a lot of time in the patient's room. So if you go in the patient's room, you're going to at least spend at minimum 30 minutes. At minimum, you're spending 30 minutes in the room doing everything, you know, making sure they're okay. And sometimes you might need to be like, hey, we had a lot of precautions. We had a lot of contact precautions, We had to gown up, put your PPE on, mask. We didn't go in any rooms that required us to have a N95, but we did go on in rooms that were on contact and isolation and all that type of precautions. And that was a good experience. I do not like doing the whole gown in, gown out, because look, you're literally, every time you go in, you got gown in and gown out. It's like a whole process. You can't just even just walk into the room. What else with this? This was, what else can I tell y'all about this? I got so emotional, y'all. It was just an emotional time, and I really just didn't, what is it? I had to take some time to think about things. I failed my exam, and then I'm experiencing like all this trauma left and right. It was a lot this session emotionally. So I don't know, y'all. This was a good experience, especially that I want to be in the emergency room. Like, they're like, oh, you want to be there, you better get used to this. And I'm over here like, maybe I need to change, because I'm like a naturally empathetic person, and I want to make sure everybody's okay and good. So yes, it does hurt. It did hurt. So I'm sorry, y'all. I got so emotional. But what else can I tell you about the ICU? Oh, a patient had a peg tube in their stomach, so I got to hear the swoosh. I also got to hear a murmur. And it is a really interesting thing. So if you're a nursing student and you end up going to a clinical and a patient has a murmur, make sure you go hear it. I got to feel a fistula. I didn't get to hear it, but I got to feel, like, oh my gosh. If you get to feel a fistula, I was like, the things that we do in healthcare is crazy. And I just love the fact that we have science. Like, science is a beautiful thing. And I caught myself like with patients, and I'll like drift off, and I'm like, dang, this is a beautiful thing. Like, somebody had to figure this out. Somebody had to figure this procedure out. Somebody had to do this. Like, at the same time, people also lost their lives to advance healthcare, because it's a trial and error thing. And it's like, we're not perfect, but we have came a long way, y'all. We've came a long way. And everybody wants to not trust healthcare, and they want to be so skeptical about it, but I just feel like, okay, it's a beautiful thing, y'all. It's especially if you're in the hands of people that actually care, providers that care, nurses that care, team members that care, a facility that cares. You're okay, right? Like, you're okay. So I don't know, y'all, but like I said, adult health 2, I could have done a lot better had my head had been in the game the first round. My head got back in the game the last 4 weeks, because I was like, oh, this is not how life is going to end for me. I value my GPA. I value my grades. And it's not in no type of competition with anybody else. It's purely because I want to see how me putting in the work, like, I want to see the work that I put in pay off. I've always been the barely type of person, like, okay, I'm gonna just do it, I'm just do enough. But for me, I feel like I've entered a phase in my life where I want to do the most, and I want to see how the results of me doing the most. I want to see how good I can be. I want to see how great I can be. Like, I want to be the best version of myself, and I feel like I'm doing a good job at it. I'm improving in my career, and I'm also improving in my personal life too. So this session has definitely been very transformative for me, and I would rate it what out of what? I was like, what out of what? It's like a 10, right? I rate it a 10 out of 10 because it has matured me as far as what is important in creating boundaries, and it has also matured me and made me understand healthcare and like nursing. We care. When you get a nurse and they care, they care. I've seen every nurse on that unit care. Every last one of them. Every last one of them, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, that's all I'm gonna say, because I'm gonna start crying again. Like, all of them care, y'all. They were all great. And some of them were just 6 months in. 6 months from graduation. And they cared. They knew their stuff. The way the staff trained them, they were good. I commend them. I commend them so well. Like, ooh, I want to get emotional because this is an emotional video. I need to put a little trigger warning at the beginning, y'all. So, anyways, subscribe to my channel, y'all. Leave a comment below. Like I said, I didn't really give too much of a what you supposed to focus. I'm gonna take more pictures tomorrow. Say bye-bye. No, we're not taking more and more pictures. We gotta go to bed now, okay? Go ahead.
It's a bug.
It's a gnat somewhere, baby. You doing? You gonna break stuff. You over here ready to attack.